Well, it's going to be one of those nights. I had trouble trying to set it up for some reason. This camera doesn't like low lighting or something. It starts flickering and all kinds of stuff, so I got to sit with my face in the sun for a while. Hi guys, got two. I wasn't sure I was going to even be here tonight. I almost didn't. Who we got in there? Hope you can hear me okay. There's Gavin. I wasn't sure you were going to make it either. Did you catch dinner? Said you were gone fishing. Right in the middle of the storm you went fishing. Thank you, rather. Thank you, rather be. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try to get rid of that negative, if you know. I've always been told, if you haven't got something nice to say, don't say nothing at all, you know. But sometimes you just gotta let them have it. Hello, Jeff. Yeah, I wasn't too sure if it was gonna work okay or not. I apologize for this camera. I'm not sure what the heck. Yeah, I got to go to the corner already. Jeez, I'm just getting started. But this camera, I just bought it not too long ago, and it doesn't like the contrast between shadows and sunlight. It starts flickering like crazy. So the only way I can get it to work is to sit with my face in the sun. I got another 30 minutes or so. I'll be down behind the trees, so maybe it'll be better then. Yeah, Gavin. That's pretty far inland. I think. I'm not sure what part you are. That you don't have to tell me, but I know you're not by the coast, so that's a good thing. Hi, Michael. Yeah, that's big old bear back there. He's my buddy, though. I feed him all the time, and he leaves me alone. Not. So, did you catch any fish, Gavin? Yeah, what'd you have for dinner? Got to catch the fish to have dinner. That's a bayou man out there. You know, we're not anywhere near the bayou, I know. So I was sitting out here earlier, just relaxing, about half asleep. Had the camera sitting on the table there, and I looked up, and there's a deer standing. He couldn't have been more than 25 feet away. He was just standing there looking at me. Just on the other side of the berm, you'll see the video. Just the other side of the berm, there's some water right there, and I think she was probably wanting a drink of water, but didn't want to come too close. So I just sat there and didn't move. I just had the camera going, and oh man, what a shot. I haven't had one like that for a long time. And then right at the end, here come a alien transport vehicle and run her off. I was a little bit upset over that one. Catfish. I love catfish when it's cooked right. There's only one place that I've ever been that had catfish that was cooked right, and that was in the South. And I don't remember where it was, but it was some little town in the South, and man, it was good. Bacon and bears. Yeah, that's it. I like salmon too. I like smoked salmon a lot. That's good. Michael, it's been hot. It's been hot in the daytime. Up around between 80 and 85. At night's been cooling down a little bit, around 53, 54. So it's comfortable sleeping at night. It's just in the daytime it's a little bit warm. Flies and bees are driving me crazy, guys, so I'm not having any spaz attacks, okay? Hi, Krista. Long time no see. I've been good. How you been? Yeah, thanks a lot, Gavin. Now I want some fish. Sewer bass, yeah, I've heard of that. Bottom feeders, sewer bass. I'll tell you what, though, I've had some catfish that was, yeah, it was pretty much like sewer bass. So I went to get water today. That was interesting. There's a place up the road there, about, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles, I guess. If you're really, really nice to them and greet them and all that, it's a concessionaire campground. But if you're really nice, they'll let you have free water. But 50 gallons max, that's it. But, you know, which is fine. All I have is 25 gallons anyway, so... you know, it was interesting because it's all uphill, and then it was downhill back, of course, and I almost missed the turn where I had to get off the main highway. I stomped down on the brakes, and there wasn't much brake. I just kind of grabbed a hold of the seat, you know, put a nice big crease in it. So at some point I'm going to have to fix them and see what the heck's going on with them. Gavin, it's been about 53 or so, 53, 54. But next week, it's going to drop 10 degrees. And then the hot weather will be over. It'll start cooling down from there, I think. It's supposed to be in the mid-40s at night and 69 or so in the daytime. And Thursday, we've got about a 50% chance of rain. So that'll be nice. Gets rid of some of this dust. Boy, that's right, Krista. That's right. Okay, Jeff. That's poor. That is poor. Hey, big man. I haven't seen you for a while either. How you going? How you going? I'm trying to say how you doing, and it just comes out all wrong. You know, something wrong with my mouth. Something has to do with all this fresh air, I guess. Oh yeah, it's good sleeping weather at night. But, you know, like I said, in the daytime, it's been kind of warm. So, and then the camper doesn't have AC, so, yeah, it is what it is. Well, Gavin, what do you got? 4 more years, right? And you can go where you want to go. Speaking of fresh air, you know, I've always said that it's taken me, you know, a couple of weeks or so to really get used to the high altitude. But I've been here since Thursday, and I'm having a hard time. I'm struggling a little bit trying to breathe. So I've just been doing a lot of sitting around. Altitude sickness, you know, I don't have that, but it makes you sleepy, and I want to sleep all the time. Hi, Steve. Yeah, I thought that would be an interesting change-up. I have the scenery behind me. Yeah, the Mr. Buddy works really good. When I was up here last year, it got down to the mid-20s or so, and that's toasty warm. I don't leave it running all night, of course. I've got a 0 to 20 degree sleeping bag, so you know I'm plenty warm while sleeping. But you know, getting up in the morning with bare feet, that's a little hard. No, Larry, I haven't heard anything from him. I sent him an email the other day, but he didn't respond, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I guess when he has something, he'll email me or put out a video or something. Always adorned. Nancy, how are you? Good to see you back. Yeah, come on up, big man. Lots of room up here. Help me chase off the ATVs. It's been pretty quiet though. In 4 days I've probably only seen 3 or 4 of them. You know, and they go by pretty slow. They're older guys, so you know they're not out to see how much dust they can make and how much noise. But the one that run the deer off was a little noisy. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Nancy. When I was younger, you know, it didn't really bother me. But now that I get a little older and then have the, you know, I had a heart attack, you know, and a bunch of stents put in. And ever since then, it just hasn't been right. But when I go to the doctor, you know, they do the test, and I'm always at between 95 and 97%. So that's a good thing. Larry, I wanted to talk to you about something. What was it? Oh, I remember what it was. The comment that you made the other day. It went right straight to the spam folder. I didn't do it. Larry, YouTube did that. Apparently they didn't like what you said or something, so I didn't have a problem with it, but I was afraid to go ahead and approve it because then it come back on me too. So uh, I apologize for that, but I did agree with you on it. Yeah, Nancy, the health is a little bit different now than it was like 5 years ago. So I could come up here 5 years ago and do a foot race, but not anymore. Takes me quite a bit longer. My ex just came out on the porch one day. She was a heavy smoker, and we were both pretty heavy smokers. I don't smoke as much now as I did then, but we were always pretty heavy smokers. And she came out on the porch, and just in time, and I blew a cloud of smoke right in her face. I didn't mean to, and she just sat down at the wrong time. And she just looked at me and said, "You know what? I'm done." And she just threw her cigarettes away and never touched them again. She'd been 2 years. She just quit, just cold turkey like that. Yeah, Larry. Yeah, they watch it pretty good. There are some words that I put in, but that wasn't one of them. Yeah, uh, yeah. Rather, I call them alien transport vehicles because they got to be aliens to doing that. No couth. Just showed my age. Yeah, Gavin, I'm going to do something. I'm not sure when yet. Though I came up here with no water, just enough for a couple of days for drinking, and so I got to clean some pots and pans up and stuff like that, and then we'll think about cooking. I got some pork ribs in there I might do, and I think I got a beef roast. I might even do some hot dogs. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Hot dogs, macaroni and cheese. How's that for a camping cookout? I've tried to quit several times over my life, Nancy, and I'm not one for quitting. They'd have to lock me in a padded room because I go berserk. I yell and scream at people, and I was driving at the time too over the road, so that didn't help. Yelling at the weight masters and at the scales, and just making a general donkey out of myself. Beat up the steering wheel. I tried to do a breakfast video day before yesterday or something like that, and I'm hard of hearing, so I can't. I couldn't hear the generator, and just barely hear it, and I just didn't realize it was on, and I didn't realize that it was on until I went into editing, and I didn't want to go cook bacon and eggs over again, so I just put it up. So, oh well. So you get to hear what the generator sounds like now. Hey, Jen. Yeah, no couth. You remember that? Oh, God, here comes Chris. Hey, I bet you didn't expect that to blow up today on Facebook like it did you? I heard a really good joke today, Chris, and now I can't remember it. Doggone it. Yeah, Chris, after I quit talking to him about it, I kind of realized that may not have been who I thought he was. Because the guy that I know that has that name is a pretty nice guy. And this guy was pretty argumentative. So it may have been somebody that hacked his account. Hi, Krista. I already said hi, Krista. Sorry about that. Yeah, I tried the patches, and I still smoke. Probably not because I want the nicotine, but it's just, habit. Now there's a subject. Jordan, when I was, let's put it this way, 30 years, 40 years ago, yeah, 40 years ago I had a lot of fun. We'll put it that way. Now, all it does is make me paranoid. I eat up everything in the house and then go to bed. What's the point? Really, Jeff, I've heard that. That it gives some people seizures. Especially with certain kinds of medicine. It's not good. I don't take any of those certain kinds of medicines, but I mean, why take a chance? There are too many bad stories about it. And it doesn't work that good either. Yeah, I didn't think there'd be anybody on from that part of the country, from the east. But Gavin made it, so that's a good sign. Yeah, you said that, Chinwag. Wake up call, huh? Yeah, I believe that, Nancy. I believe that. Start too high on them sometimes, and that'll happen. That's right, Gavin. The only reason it's not legal is because they can't figure out how to tax it and control it. Yeah, it was a big one, Chin. Woke up in the hospital, huh? Yeah, that's me, Nancy. I enjoy smoking. Gives me something to do with my hands. It isn't because your channel got hacked, Chris. Half the time you put yourself in a corner anyway. And rolling pin is not corner offensive. Like I said, it's just reality. Yeah. Yeah, rather, yeah. But everything tastes so good, especially potato chips. You sit around and you can see your lips. That 70s show when Red got a hold of some of the kids' stash. Oh, good, Chin. I have to take a look at it so we get going with it. What you're going to do? That's right, Gavin. It sure is. I saw somewhere where some big company was eyeing the crop. Who was it? I don't remember who it was now, but it was some big company. Was it Coke? It might have been Coca-Cola was looking at it. Wonder Smoke. That's right. Go to the cigarette machine, get a pack of Marlboro or a pack of pot. Wonder if there's going to be different names, different brands. Menthol pot. Oh, geez, that don't even sound good. Yeah, that's right. You know, you didn't really quit. The best thing to do, from what I understand, and I have one, is one of those what do you call them? You pour the juice in them, you know. I can't think of the name of them. A mod, M-O-D. Call them a mod, and all it does is heat up some juice and makes moisture, and you inhale that. And my doctor says it's a lot better for you than the hundreds of chemicals you put in your lungs when you light a cigarette. Yeah, I remember those 25-cent packs, Chen. Circle K. I smoked Kent's back then, only because they were easy to grab over the top of the... No, I'm only kidding. No, that's not it, Chin. It's a mod. What do they call them? I don't know. People, you pour the juice in, you know, and you squeeze it, and it makes a bunch of like smoke. It's just moisture. Anyway, they say that's the best for you. My doctor says that's the best. You can get different kinds of juice that taste different, fruits and all kinds of stuff. I've got some Turkish tobacco flavor. That's pretty good. But when you first start, pretty hard on you. Vapor. A vape. That's it. So that's the thing to do. If you really want to quit smoking, start doing that. Or stick with beer. No, because then I smoke more. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, that's it, Jeff. Vaping. And just so you know, Chris, I made some extra cigarettes tonight so that I didn't have to keep jumping up in the camper. I washed my hands several times today and they're getting all chapped now. I think I probably stuck a nickel in him. But anyway, some of you might remember Bruce. When he was up here last year with me, that's what he did. I took a couple of hits off of his and just about choked my head off. So I laid low with it for a little while and then bought one. And I got to where I was getting pretty used to it, but I don't know. Maybe the one I had was bad design or something. It was always something wrong with it. Yeah, I bought an expensive one. Smoke SMOK was the brand. Well, that's a good thing there, Chinwag. I drank it all up, Chris. I'm not paying almost $9 for a 12-pack up here. So I'm drinking water or coffee. Chris, go wash your hands. Geez, come in here without washing your hands. What's the matter with you, boy? Yeah, my doctor was trying to get me to pay for the card, the medical card, and he's a pretty cool guy, though. He really is. Like I told him, I said, why do I want to do that when I can get it cheaper right down the street if I really wanted it? Speaking of coffee, Walmart's got a new brand. What's their brand called? The cheap brand from Walmart. It's pure Colombian. It's instant, but it's pretty good, and it's not near as expensive as Taster's Choice. That's what I usually drink. It's only almost $5 instead of almost $8. Here we go, guys. Yeah, wacky tobacco or left-handed cigarettes, Yeah, I had one for a while that I used it all the time. And I don't know what happened to it. I must have left it somewhere or something. Yeah, that's it, Genwag. Great value. But try that. That's pretty good coffee if you like Colombian. Pure real Colombian coffee. Anyway, yeah, the percolator. Like I said, I used to have one, but I was going to buy one before I came up, and I thought, no, I'll just stick with the instant for now. And then later, I'll get another percolator. Alan had one of those little pod ones, you put the pod in, but always run his battery down real quick. So he didn't like to use it, but once or twice a day, and that was it. Yeah, I used to get mine out and put it on the fire in the morning. for the coffee chats, but before I started doing the coffee chats. But there has been a couple of comments where people have asked where it was. You know, how come I don't see it on a campfire anymore. Yeah, that's cowboy coffee, Chen. How's that oven work, Gavin? That work pretty good? Oh yeah. You know, I'm almost sane. It's been pretty relaxing since Thursday. It's been nice. But the flies are terrible this year, so I haven't seen any flies like that up here for a while. They cleaned it up pretty good, but it's starting to get all messy again. So here come the flies. And then the bees, they've always been a factor up here. Yeah, get some non-skid, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get myself into a situation where I would need, a big four-wheel drive truck. Just spend a little time searching and researching. You can find some nice places. And Bruce got his up here. He has a Ford Express something. It's a minivan. He was very comfortable in it. He took the seats out, built a bed in there. The only thing is, though, is you can't stand up in them, and I have to be able to stand up. I can't be bent over like that all the time. So, see, I didn't even notice it. Rangers kind of keep an eye on you out here. They fly over now and then. Hello, Cajun. What's cooking? What's cooking? Good looking? Ain't nothing cooking right now. Welcome, Nancy. There's a bunch of us in here that help you out too. We like to answer questions. We think we're all know-it-alls, so no, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I know it's hard to do that when you're standing, especially when the balance isn't too good. You always end up bumping your head. Yeah, my mother used to call that non-skid. So he didn't leave any skid marks. Finally, the sun's going down. As soon as the sun goes down, it starts to get a little chilly. Desert rat, you know, anything below 70 is just darn cold. Moon tape. Oh, God. Gavin, not you too. Jeez. Yeah, that works, Nancy. That's okay. You know, a lot of people do that, and they travel in their cars and all that. I just got lucky with this camper, so, you know. Otherwise, I'd have that motorhome of mine out here. I mean, that's expensive. I can't see myself ever doing that again. It's pretty much not drivable anymore. The tires are dry rotted on it, and you know, it hasn't been started for a while. I would imagine belts and wiring and stuff are pretty rotten. I live in it, so, you know, it's going to stay there, stay right where it is. So, if you're not afraid of Craigslist, sometimes you can get some pretty good deals on them from Craigslist. I didn't say that. I just said they were easier to reach. I didn't steal anything. That's right, Gavin. That's, you know, I've got to be able to stand up too. That's pretty much all there is to it. And like they said, it's hard to put your britches on when you can't stand up. Okay, I can't pronounce that name. Luyan? I apologize if I messed it up, but hi, anyway. I think you were here last week, weren't you? Corner time, Chris. Yeah, probably will. Probably will. You got no weight on them. A minivan isn't going to weigh that much, and you put truck tires on them. It's going to make it ride pretty rough, though. But you want to keep your air pressure where it's supposed to be. You don't want to try to, you know, skimp on the air pressure to make them a little softer. Yeah. Yep. That's the grill. Sit over the fire with it. Put it over the fire. Makes good hamburgers too. You get that crisscross design in them, really nice. Not that it makes them taste any better, but they look nice. Lily's inside the camper. She's not coming out. But she's doing all right. She's okay. I got in the camper a little while ago and accidentally kicked her food bowl and knocked some dry food out. And then a little while later, I bumped her water bowl and it got the dry food wet. So she was running over there eating it, thinking she had some new meal or something. You know, gravy. Yeah, that's my favorite meal, bacon and eggs in the mornings. I'll even have breakfast for dinner sometimes. All right, Larry. Good to see you. Take care. I think Larry said a couple of times ago that he has to go early sometimes because when his wife comes in, he takes care of her, so he doesn't get to stay very late. What a man. Hey, did y'all watch Brian Van Adventures, or what is it? I'll think of it later. Name's Brian. So what was the point? He's got a pretty good channel. I didn't like to watch him too much, but here lately it's been pretty good. And then he just kind of bared his soul today, which was a whole lot different than all of the other Van videos. It was very interesting. He's a pretty smart guy, pretty deep. Adventure Van Man, that's it. Guys, check him out. Yeah, blueberry pancakes are pretty good. I like just plain old buttermilk pancakes myself. Make a sandwich with a fried egg in it with log cabin syrup. Best. That's the best syrup, I think, log cabin. I remember that being around the house when I was young. No, I sure don't. Luyan, I'm sorry. I know some Spanish, but it's not the words that you would use in public. Being from the Southwest, you'd think I would learn Spanish, but I don't. Just the bad words. That's right, Nancy and Michael. He stands, he's a lot, what's the word? I can't think of the word. He's not the typical van dwelling guy. Run from one spot to another spot to show you where he is and what he's doing. And then, the next one he's clear someplace else. He doesn't do that. And it's not that he just hangs out in one spot, but he stays in a spot for a little while and, takes advantage of the area. He shows that on his channel and talks about it, and that I really enjoy it. I really do. He is. Nancy, he is very honest. I don't know him personally, But I get that feeling that he's a very honest man. Yeah, yeah, Chen. And then he just did the fishing boat thing, and that's what that video was about. He when he was out on that job, that a lot of times he didn't have internet, and so like he said, his words was he spent a lot of time with himself and did some writing, and and he was always asking himself, "What am I doing?" And I think his channel is about ready to change, and I think it's going to change for the good. Yeah, I know, Luyana. Again, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Yeah, the flies and the bees are driving me crazy up here. The last video I did, I had a spaz attack right on the camera. I didn't get that, Dan. I didn't get that from him. I thought I got more of he wants to change. He wants to change for the better, I think. I don't know. He says it. He's not, he's not thinking about quitting YouTube and all that stuff. I think he just wants to do a different format. Okay, thank you, Chris. You sure love to tease a hermit, don't you? Yeah, he makes some good spoons. What a talent that is. And then he plays instruments too, so he doesn't do that very often. But I have seen him play the guitar. Yeah, yeah, that was good. I like that one, the goat. No, they're not fun bugs. There's like Florida love bugs. There's always two of them. They're always fighting with each other. Yeah, he does the beet harvest. He does the Christmas tree, and I think he does something else. I'm not sure what it is, but like I say, he just got done with the fishing boat gig. Yeah, that's it, Dan. He does. He's got that little whoop at the end on. He's got that down pat. I believe that's him playing the flute, isn't it? On his intro, Dan? Yeah, if you got Verizon, they're having some trouble. They really are. little little advertisement, Chen. Thank you. Appreciate that. I always feel funny when I do that. It comes natural to some people to be advertising, their links and and advertising their PayPal link and all that stuff. I feel funny doing it. And if I don't do it, then I guess Chen, you have to do it. I will celebrate. I will celebrate to no end. Luan. But that's not going to happen. I've been on YouTube for, well, see what, going on 5 years, I guess. And, you know, it goes and then comes, and then it goes and then comes. And it's, you know, my personal thought is that I'm not in the age group for YouTube. Yeah, I'm 70 years old. So, you know, if I was 35, you know, and young and all that stuff, you know, it might be different. I mean, that's not an excuse. I'm not trying to make an excuse. It's just that I don't go in for all of the stuff that the younger people do. You know, I'm more hermit than anything else. I would much rather just sit out here by myself and just be quiet. The other thing that, you know, if I was female and had a bikini, I would reach 100,000 very quick. The state of our society now. Yeah, I'm not. I just, you know, it doesn't feel natural for me to be doing that. You know, so why do I have the link? I don't know. I thought it was something I could do. But thank you. I appreciate that. Alan was always on me to, you know, ask for subscribers and you know, if you like this video, click on the subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notified and all that stuff. And half the time I can't remember it. Yeah. Yeah, and they're the ones that get the 100,000 views. I'm not sure what that is, Leon. Luan. Can I call you Leon? So it seems to come out better than Luan. I have to look and try to figure it out. I'll just call you Leon. And who's Rashi? Is Rashi a person, or is that a thing? Hi, Marcia. How's Marcia tonight? Why don't you do that stuff, Chin? I appreciate the caps too. Yelling like that, that's a good thing. Welcome, Marcia. Oh, well, we better stop talking about her then. If she made it in here, let's not talk about her anymore. Just kidding, you, Marcia. Just kidding. And just another point of that. Let me get my spew out here, guys. On the sticker off GID. GID is a disease of cows. It's like worms. But who was it? That guy, I can't think of his name now. It's the first time I ever saw him. He got it only because he's been around cattle ranches a lot, and so have I. But he got that by saying that I don't follow the rest of the cows around. And he was right. I don't. Copacetic? Okay. If you say so, Gavin. It would be nice to be able to sleep all night though without a fast trip down the hall. in the middle of the night once in a while. Do you catch my drift? It's funny you should say that, Nancy. I'm pretty Zen. Buddhism? No. But I do. I don't want to. I meditate. I have for 30 years or more, every day. Does it help? I don't know. Helps me, I guess. But people like to make fun of you, so I don't talk about it too much. It's something that it's very personal and very private in your own head, and that's what I got to say about it. I am Zen. And no, Bob Wells. I like Bob. He's a good guy. He's got an agenda with his RTR and that, and you know that's good for him. I like the RTR. I've been there twice. I might go on the next year. I don't know. I went with Alan this last time, and he didn't have a very good time, and well, I didn't have too much of a good time either. I like to watch people, so I did some video of people, you know. But I didn't go there to learn anything. You know, he teaches most of his curriculum is you know, new van dwellers, you know, and new boondockers and that. So you know, he talks a lot about how to get started and how to do things and that. So I mean, it's interesting. He has lots of interesting things to say, but I don't particularly care for it. I've already figured it out. Nobody taught me either. It was from experience. Yeah, I do the Om thing. I don't do it myself. I feel foolish doing it, but there's some pretty good videos on YouTube that you can use for it. And I like the if you know anything about it, I like the very low frequency. It kind of vibrates everything inside. I like that a lot. Far out. Far out, man. Groovy. Nah, I'm not a teacher. I would be the one to say, this is the way you do it, and if you don't like it, tough. No. I don't have patience for that. Sorry to say. Yeah, that's right, Michael. Been coming out here since I was about 10 years old, man. I've done some stuff that... Oh, I learned the hard way. Got lost once. Was lost for 2 days. And I wasn't by myself either, but I went off by myself, which was a stupid thing to do. Yeah, there's different levels, Nancy. Let's see. I don't want to brag. I'm at one of the highest levels that, you know, they say you can be without going to the Golden Arches, and they call it Golden Arches and not McDonald's. That's pretty scary. I don't really want to do that. No, Frida, I don't. And copacetic. Chin, you're showing your age pretty good tonight, bud. Hey, Evelyn. How's Evelyn? Late 60s to early 70s was probably my favorite time to be alive back then. Was I a flower child? No. I didn't hang out in San Francisco either, but, you know. Age of Aquarius and all that. That was pretty cool. I like that. And we're all showing our age pretty good tonight too, aren't we? Good to hear, Evelyn. So what do you think of the background, guys? Better than that old plain wall in the motorhome, I think. Yeah, I did too. The 70s were pretty good for me. Well, the early 70s. After that, it wasn't so good. But then after that time was fun. That's a good song. I like the Cowsills. They were rather unique for their time. They were very vocal and very harmonic, I guess you could say. There just wasn't a lot of artists that were doing that kind of music. Oh, cool. Frida? I remember Evel Knievel. Yeah, that's what Chris was saying, Evelyn. Oh, geez. Thank you for that picture, Chris. No, you're not stuck. If it's because of a job or something, you get out on the weekends or something. Why did she say hi, John? Hi. What's her name? I can't remember. She was supposed to come in one night, wasn't she? Into the live chat on her own computer. That man broke every bone in his body more than once, didn't he, Gavin? That's right, Chinwag. I love that song. They were actually some talent that could actually sing. We're not scary, are we? We're not scary, are we? Daphne. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, when I first come on, that I thought this would be an interesting change-up. The one I did out here last time I was out here, I did from inside the camper, so, you know, that wasn't too cool. Yeah, I didn't care for the Partridge Family much myself. I mean, that's just an opinion, my opinion, but I like their TV show rather than nothing better than their singing. That little redheaded kid lives in Phoenix, or at least he did. Oh, Leon, I wish I knew what you were saying. All right, Nancy. Have a good night. Appreciate you coming in. Tell sister we all said hello. Oh. Donald Trump. Well, we're not going to get into political stuff. Everly Brothers were good. I like them. Oh, jeez. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Did somebody let you out of the corner again? Gavin, did you do that? Or was it Chin? Who let Chris out of the corner? Yeah, that would fit the scenario, wouldn't it? Yeah, Chris, come on. Jeez. Okay, don't talk about me. I have to go make a couple of more cigarettes. I went through those pretty fast. Yes, I'll wash my hands, Chris. No, Chris, I haven't heard anything from him. Again, apparently he doesn't have any news or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I sent him an email, but he didn't respond, so I don't know. Yeah, I usually rearrange numbers too, so it makes me look better. I got more money than I thought. No, I don't think so. No, I didn't. I may have brushed it. That's habit. I do that. Keep it from gets in my ears and bugs me. We were talking about evil. Is his son still alive? Is he still do that, or is that who we're talking about? Yeah, right, Gavin. No, I ain't going to town to get a haircut. If I have to do anything, I'll go to get some meds and maybe stock up on some more goodies or something, but I'm not going in town just for a haircut. There's not a lot of clay up here either, Gavin. Not in this area anyway. A lot of dirt. But that's it. There ain't no clay. Yeah. 16 ounces, Frida. Thank you. Thank you. Depending on what kind of night I have, 16 ounces of coffee isn't quite enough sometimes. I've thought about doing that. I used to do that all the time when I lived in Phoenix because it was just a hop, skip, and a jump down, to Yuma and then across the border down there. From here, though, it's a ways. Probably not, Chris. Yeah, I understand that. $15. If I put gas in the ex's broom, then she'll give me a haircut sometimes. I have to be careful though, and I can't make her mad. Otherwise, I'll look like a mohawk. Just a mohawk on one side. You gotta find me first, Chenwag. I know these mountains pretty good. You'd have a hard time finding me. Well, you can save the $15 then, Chen. Yeah, Dan, I don't disclose where I am. Some people, they've really pressured me to tell them, and I just don't. I always say that I'm on the Mogollon Rim in northern Arizona. And figure that one out. Okay, Chris. No, you don't. Jeez, Chris. I'm beginning to think Chris likes that corner. I look for him to start bringing in, a lamp and a TV and a lounge chair and, an end table. And bodacious. I haven't heard that for a while either. All right, Chinwag. Have a good evening. Enjoy your meal. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that way too. I'm sitting here watching the clock, so I'm probably going to cut this one a little bit short this time. Maybe save a little bit of data. That's one thing I do miss sometimes is a microwave. Jeez. Yeah, okay. Good night, Chen. No, not me, Dan. I don't have a microwave. I had a propane stove. It's an oldie, but it still works good. And the fridge quit on me the last time I was out here, so I'm using a ice packs and a jeez. Oh, you know those things that you put stuff in with ice. A cooler. Jeez. So, but, you know, as far as the fridge goes, yeah, I guess it's sort of a necessity, but, you know, I eat a lot of canned food, and I have a freezer, a 3.0 cubic foot freezer in the camper. So if I'm going to, you know, eat something, I'll, you know, before I freeze it, I make proportions out of it and let it thaw out and cook it, and that, you know, there's no leftovers. Not in this area. It's all ponderosa, Gavin. There's some aspen around, and at a lower elevation there's some oak and cottonwood and cedar and, you know, stuff like that. But in this area it's all ponderosa. And another 40 or 50 miles from here it turns to spruce, right around the 10,000 foot level. I don't think I've ever seen any cedar here. And soap. Yeah, we need soap. Uh-huh. Coke and smokes would be good, though. Not that kind, though, that you tried to give me before. I like the liquid kind in a can, and you know. I thought that's what you meant when you said you just pour some on your dashboard and, you know, use a straw. That, you know, it all run off the dashboard and made a big mess, sticky mess. So apparently that isn't what you were talking about. I would do that, Gavin. Oh, God. No, Chris, don't do that. You'll be so sorry. Yeah, I would do that, Gavin. I'd meet you there at the Walmart. And you could follow me to where I go. I did that with Bruce too. I had him meet me at the Circle K down there by Payson. You know, you should be making some pottery then, Frida. You could probably sell that. I don't think he was talking about a motor, Gavin. I don't think he was talking about a motor. I know. I tell you what, if I could find some good clay, I would be making pottery myself, I think. All these, you know, Arizona Indians and Navajo and Hopi and all that, they somehow found clay to make their pottery and their pots and all that, but, you know, I've never been able to find any. So maybe they used it all up. I don't know. Ouch. All right, peeps. It's getting kind of chilly a little bit. It's getting dark, and I'm kind of tired. I think I'm gonna go in and get me something to eat and go watch a movie or something. Later, Dan. Thanks for stopping in. Yep. Till then, Jeff. Next week. Okay, I gotta force myself. Be sure to, if you shop at Amazon, be sure to click on the links below this video. See, I have such a hard time doing that. But I guess you all get the drift. By law, I have to tell you that I will make a small commission on it. So, format's changed just a little bit, but if you just look on that page that takes you to, it says influencer page, that's the one you go look at. The rest of it is just some ideas that I had. All right, Chris, we can do that. I got water so I can do some dishes and get them all cleaned up, and we'll do something. I'm not sure. I think we kind of talked about some hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm glad to see you made it anyway, Gavin. Like I said, I was a little bit worried about whether you'd make it or not, so good to see you in here. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. You bring the coffee next time, Michael. Yeah, right. Okay, that's it. We're going to shut her down. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Had a good time. I always have a good time doing these. And we're going to try to keep doing them as long as we can, of course. So if I'm still up here, I'm sure I will be. We'll do another one from outside like this. And last week I was talking about maybe changing the night, because of the Monday Night Football, but we did pretty good tonight, so I think I'll just leave it on Monday nights. If you miss the live stream, you can always watch the rerun the next day. So anyway, y'all have a great evening. Glad to see you. Take care all.